kicks and the mighty Stateverse with another cool kick-ass review. This time bringing you the 2002 Yuji Sakai Shounen Ric exclusive Godzilla. Stunning and impressive 25 centimeters. This impressive Godzilla brings you the Yuji Sakai scope unlike anything you've seen before, because I'm just thoroughly impressed by it. This was well worth the buck. They spared no expense. This is a dream come true, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at his fair share of happiness in the smile that I love to look at, following up with the brow and those impressive eyes. The stare in itself is worth millions to my bioweapons division, because of the way I look at it, Godzilla is the ultimate weapon. Look at the teeth. His last meal must be something of the marine fashion, because they're stained under and it's impacted him. On his jawline, if you look closely, and above the snout, is where they've done a fantastic job of sculpting and etching into there from the mold that Yuji Sakai himself. I told him, here's the direction I need you to go in with his vision. This is his vision, ladies and gentlemen. This is come to life. The most impressive sculpt thus far. If you're looking, having to go back in the timelines up until you get to 2019, I'm still telling you that the edges and the definition within these right here, the scale lines, looking at that almost like a gear flexing out like a cobra, is coming out right there on his neck. It couldn't have been more. Let's zoom in there. I'll tell you what I'm looking at. The definition. All right, the grit within that neckline. The sculpt that gives the emphasis to details. Look at that. It's flaring out. I love it. You can feel it as if this is the clay sculpture right here before turning into the mold and the casting that became this incredible kaiju. This is perfection at its best. Unbelievable, folks. If you're going to go back into the past, but you want to look for the sheer edges and the chest line coming down from where his scales are flaring out like a cobra, for the intimidation factor that his enemies in the Kiro will not defeat him. Granted, this is before the next movie, which apparently he had to take some back to Scotland, but that's okay. I'm telling you, this is just sheer perfection. If you look at that chest line, but look at how everything was etched in there with the sculptors, the artisans, detailing every bit of instruction from Yuji Sakai to do what justice was to be done to Godzilla, moving next over to his claws. Look at the claws, how they too are etched in history. You can see those tiny lines. That's how much detail is in it. These claws, the emphasis on the color, the variations that give you the transition between the colors, or between his knuckles and the cuticles into his nice, wonderful claws. As they grip onto my hand, these are a bit sharp, but that's okay. I'm loving it, every moment of it. And let's go onto his hands. Look at that. Can you see that? That's a skin texture everywhere. Oh, it's incredible. Almost lifelike, popping at you on the screen. The digits, the texture coming out from his chest there. Is go back to the next one. Unbelievable, folks. Look at the way the artisans took the time under the direction of Yuji Sakai and giving us perfection. That's right, folks. I'm saying this is perfection. An artisan such as Yuji Sakai deserves much praise, much honor. Look at his arms coming into it. Look at the fingers again. Much detail put into those arms and those hands, the biceps, his triceps up there. Look at that, into the shoulder line, the gears, the gill, the neckline is powerful, just wielding power. And now I'll go up top. I'm going up top, ladies and gentlemen. I was trying to go up top because you've got to study every aspect of this figure. Incredible. The segments, the scales, just slowly putting into a show that is immense shock and awe. That's what I'm seeing here in these scales. Look at that. Since the Millennium series, he just evolved into even more of a strength of power. They're so sharp. They're so razor sharp there, ladies and gentlemen, that the sculpt, the translucent PVC in the vinyl there, mixing to give us this impressive action figure. Well, in this case, statue vinyl. All right. To me, it's action. You, the animator, you are the animator. You're going to make this happen. Coming up to his legs here, folks, the big, giant, massive, muscle-building legs onto his quadriceps and his knee Standard Godzilla, but oh, the Yuji Sakai sculpt line. Coming down. Let's go ahead and move him up so we can see in better detail. Every etch, every piece of the sculpt is in there. If you look at his toes, there's even more. No flat lines here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at his ears, etched into history with that. I'm loving those little lines, the segments within them, which means the toes. Oh, the toes, the cuticles, the upper part of his foot. It's beautiful. I'm loving it. What else could you ask for in a Yuji Sakai? X-Plus Artisans Shounen Ric. Thank you. Look at this. All right, we're going to come down as if we're slowly into the tail. There's the porch for the lighter feature. Oh, so excited. Look at the tail. Impressive, isn't it? And then right there, easy pop on. This was probably the next best easy pop on, isn't it? All you had to do was use a little bit of your hair dryer with Cool Kicks' super cool tip. Boom, right on, you're ready to play. Putting that on the tail is strikingly cool. Yeah, all the way to the edge. Coming back again, that tail swings around, ready to take out its enemy. Focus, everyone, focus. And then straight down again into the scales where we can take the ultimate tour of the scale line. Impressive. Seamless, practically. Perfection at its best. Yuji Sakai looking at us with his Godzilla 2002 representation and saying, try me now. Because there is a competition, folks. There's always a competition with what you've got. And Godzilla spares no expense. Has only one vision from the Yuji Sakai, and that is perfection. Oh, impressive. Shall we watch him light up with beam? Shall we see what's in store for us? Because this is only the beginning. As far as let me before I forget, there is a stand. We're going to put him on it just now because I don't want there to be any loss of what we're going to give you. So let's put me on my stand here. I'm going to get my stand. Thank you for being patient. And we're gonna show you the tail line where he's popping up, because again he's on partial device here. And I want to be sure that he's a happy Goji. There we go. And then we're going to plug him in. So standby, floating camera. Alrighty then. We saw the port earlier. We're going to find it with our handy dandies. There we go. Found the port. And prepare yourselves, because this is quite the feature that Shounen Ric is prepared us for all these years in the making. And I like that it is worth the wait. We're worth the wait to watch those scales just light right up. We're going to come down here to give you a... There we go. Oh, there we go. Now, are you ready? We've set here, steady. Camera, steady. Can you feel it, ladies and gentlemen? Through them. Note the blue transition in the crest, in the vinyl, coming at you, coming from the back, on the back side of it. Look at that, the way it just glimmers and shimmers. My only teeny tiny request to the artisans would have been if we could have kept on going right down there. But I am not the developer. If it's tough to get wires in there, I will take a back seat, and that's it. Because I'll tell you, I'm thankful for what I've got. It's a beautiful sculpt. It's the most impressive sculpt yet, and I like the gimmick, folks. It's hardly worth the price. If you're going to go the extra mile to put in your stop motion videos, to give yourself that extra delight with a big, bright, atomic blue light. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever seen a happier Goji? I want to thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. Kurkix thanks you so very much from the bottom of his heart and urges you to continue to collect these kaiju and support the movie with Michael Daughtry. Come on out, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Rodan. Godzilla is ready to support you, and just in case you thought that was all, allow me to side by side comparison That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just a simple side-by-side comparison coming up because the future was always not so bright. Coming up right next door. A side-by-side comparison. Future. Thank you very much, everybody. Comment, like, subscribe. This is Cool Kicks.